Good evening, everybody, on this Sunday scaffolding session. I racked my brains as to what to do. And I thought that we needed a little bit of training. I heard a bit of a hiccup the other day when we did our quiz. And I thought this is a good opportunity for us to just to try and understand how to climb this ladder and what each level is about. And the best people to be able to tell us those levels is Debbie and John. So I'll hand the session over to Debbie and John because they've been through all these steps and they know how to get where they are now, and we just have to equal them and get where they are. Thank you, Debbie. And John. Yes.
You have to do better than us. Okay. Your thoughts. I'm just going to go through them from top to bottom. Hello, everybody. Right. Firstly, what do we need to get to be a qualified distributor, a PV? You've got to be a qualified distributor. How many PV?
4,000.
100.
Oh, that's director.
Yeah, just the distributor is 100.
Can we see that hand?
What do you think, Jenny?
100.
Yeah, you have to have at least 100 PV.
In your own name.
In your own name, at
Your own
least
name.
100 PV.
Okay.
And then what do we need to continue up the ladder? So what is the next after distributor, qualified distributor? What is next? Anybody?
Executive manager.
A manager, just a
Manager.
Yeah, a manager.
Why is
And
that? Why is that? Because they can earn a bonus.
yeah, also you can earn a bonus when you're a manager. Correct. And how many PV do you need to be a manager? A qualified manager?
500.
500.
It's 500 now. It used to be 250.
Sorry, is that 500 a week or in total?
No, it's
A month.
A month.
It's a month.
But
So all these
Debbie,
figures are per month.
yes,
Sorry.
Debbie,
Yeah.
am I right that you can get a 3% bonus check on 250, but you get
Yes.
PIN at 500?
That's right. Correct. Yeah, that's the new qualification. The old one was 250. You were a manager and you got your 3%, and you got your manager PIN. They've upped it now.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Hello, Ansi. Talk about making an entrance.
I didn't miss it.
No, talk about making an entrance, Ansi. Yay! Okay. So now,
Sorry, excuse me, please. Is that
Yes.
500 yourself or with other
you
people?
can have that
Just
with
a
your
minute.
team. As long
Okay.
as you've got your own 100. You must always have your own 100.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So if your downline has got 50 points, if you've got 50 points and your downline's got 500 points, you will not qualify. You've got to have your own 100. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, keep asking, Laurie. That's good. And then after that, after a manager, what comes next?
Director.
No,
Executive manager.
Senior manager.
no. Senior manager. Correct. Correct. Senior manager with 1,000 points. And they don't have to be yours. They can be your groups, as long as you've got 100 points. And 1,000 points is a qualified senior manager.
You get a beautiful pin that says senior manager with Neela.
And John, can you lose that status?
No. You can't qualify. If you don't qualify, then you are not a qualified senior manager.
You're just a senior manager. Okay. And the senior manager, qualified senior manager, gets 10%. 10% bonus back.
What's the most you've ever seen as qualified senior manager earn?
Who wants to answer that? It's around about 800 PV, 800 Rand. And that's not counting your sales. That's just counting your bonus. Okay. I think maybe even a little bit more. Hey, Jenny Potter, because I know you always go for your 1,000 personal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think your
And
bonuses
it's,
are around about.
Yes. Well,
1,200.
if I get my 1,000, then I get over 1,000 Rand.
Yeah. Yeah. So initially, your sales is what's going to bring you in the money. But thereafter, once you get to qualified director, then your sales gets lower down and your bonuses get higher.
Plus you get incentives along the way.
Yeah. Okay, now Mandy. I know Mandy's gearing for this.
Executive manager.
Oh, well done. And what is executive manager's points?
Isn't it 2,000?
Yes, correct. Correct. 2,000 PV, and 2,000 you actually get 15% bonus back. Okay,
It
so
literally doubles your check.
it doubles your check. Yeah, yeah. It's amazing. That extra 5% is incredible. You don't think so. You just think, oh, it's just a little bit, you know, but it does. It just starts to get more and more exponential growth. Okay. Now, what do you need to qualify to go to acres? Yes, Jen?
You need to have a, what do they call it? A strategy, a couple of
Structure.
lines.
Structure.
Structure. Thank you. You need to have a structure, and you need to be a qualified executive manager, I think, but definitely a structure. I think it's just senior manager, but a structure. You must have a structure, and even if the structure is one downline, they need to see that you are growing
The ideal
consistently.
structure is your 622 plan.
Yes.
So as long as they can see that you're heading for that, and you haven't got, say, 3 and 30 for 6,000 years, and you've got all these daisy petals all around you, that is not structure. Okay.
Who's got daisies? I don't know.
Are you
Just-
I've
coming
only
right?
got a deal with all my customers.
You're coming right, Jenny.
Just go get them daisies.
Okay. And then the next step after your executive manager is what, Sean?
Director.
Director.
Ooh,
And what's so fantastic about a director?
The check.
It's more money.
But there's quite a few things that happen
There's
when you
lots.
become a director. And a director is 4,000 points. And once again, your downline can all give you 3,000, but if you've got your 100, you will be a director. As long as your downline's not a director. So if your downline becomes a director, then you have to be a director yourself. Otherwise, you
team.
missed out. So don't have one strong leg. That's the key. Don't have one strong leg. Okay. That's why Charlie pushes structure, structure, structure.
what can a director earn? Sean?
10,000 plus.
Upwards.
Anything from about 8 upwards.
That's right. That's right. And also depends on your structure.
Yeah, my highest check was 14,800.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's right.
that's good.
Fantastic. No, Jenny Holidays is round about there. Jenny fluctuates as well between 15 and maybe 12, Jen, depending on where you are with
Yes.
qualification. And so, yeah, that's the director. And tell me, once you're a director and you don't qualify as a director, what happens? Say you're a director, but you only get 1,000 points. Are you now a senior manager?
No.
Or a
Once
director.
a director, always a director.
Director.
That's right. Once a
You
director.
just get a hiding from your upline.
Yeah.
No, they don't always mind because then they take all my money.
I know, we love it.
We just say,
We say thank you.
Yes, they thank me profusely.
profusely.
And it's
And
crazy.
they laugh about it.
That's rubbing your nose in it, eh?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the crazy thing about it is that if Jenny qualifies and Sean qualifies, then we have to qualify. Otherwise, we miss out on them. So, yeah. Okay. So, yes.
Mandy doesn't understand that.
Mandy, did you understand that?
I do understand it.
Okay.
If they qualify and you don't qualify, you don't get so much money.
They
Mhm.
don't get any money.
I don't get any money from them at all.
No, I know. You just get the other oaks, like me.
Yeah.
And me.
Yeah.
That's why we just love you all.
Yeah, no, that's right. And we have to qualify, because if we don't qualify, then Lucky van Vuren will qualify. And he's the guy who brought us in, and I don't even know what he is at the moment or where he is. So I don't know. But Charlie also says to us, if you don't qualify, thank you very much for my money. Okay, so that's not an option. You've got to qualify. Not an option. Okay. And what do we need? And now there's a new, well, it's not new, it's quite long there. What is an Emerald director? Is that the world team yet?
no, not yet. It's a director who qualifies 3 times in succession,
That's right.
but not world team. No.
No. And that must be in your year. So if you do it January, February, March, and you don't do it April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, you will still
You
be an
lose it.
Emerald, but you're going to lose it after that. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. So
And what is the PV for that?
that's
4,000.
4,000 PV.
4,000.
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah, and it's got to be consecutive, and it has to be within the month, in the year.
It's such a pretty pin. It's got an emerald in it in the middle.
Yeah. I thought that you lost Emerald after 3 months of not qualifying.
No, they keep you do lose it, but they keep your status as Emerald, and then they'll drop it
Okay.
because it's 3 times in the year.
Okay.
Okay.
But to get it in the first place, you have to do it 3 times in succession.
That's
Consecutive.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And so to get to Charlie's incentive of going away for a weekend, a long weekend to Sun City now. We used to go on the cruise, now it's Sun City. So we mustn't miss out on these because they're not always going to be the same. So I can remember that we used to go on, it used to be on a, what was it called? In Zimbabwe on Kariba.
On the river. On the
On a riverboat, and that was such fun, but I couldn't get leave, so we couldn't go. And the next year we qualified, and it was no longer available. So we
Please
missed
excuse me, is that for 2 people, Sun City? Is that Sun City for 2 people?
5. It depends. Sorry, if you on your application form put your name and your partner's name, that's for you too. But if you just put your
Well, I
name,
put 5 names. Is that okay? So can they all come?
if it's a family, yes. Some
they only
of
pay for
them
2.
are family, but they pay for 2.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know, when I qualified to go on the ship, I couldn't go because I was teaching or something. Alta phoned me. She said, Jenny, I'd hurt my back and I couldn't whatever. She said, please go and take your grandchild with you, granddaughter. I mean, wasn't that sweet? Because I didn't have a partner.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
went,
very
that was from Alta. But I think she made an exception, but I couldn't go anyway because I'd hurt my back. No.
Yeah. Okay. And so to go to Sun City now, you have to be a World Team member or an Emerald and have an Emerald Director, a new one. So it's not just so easy, it's work. Charlie makes you work. So you have to be a fully qualified World Team member and you've got to have an Emerald under you, which of course you will have.
What's a World Team member?
So what's a World
Sapphire.
Team member?
Sapphire.
Sapphire and above. Yeah. Okay.
How many points is that?
20,000.
That's correct.
20,000.
20,000. 20,000
That's
points.
10,000 for Sapphire.
And 3 directors
10,000.
under you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
10,000.
10
10,000
and-
for Sapphire.
And Ruby.
So Sapphire has to have, you have to qualify and you have to have one qualified director under you and 10,000 points.
3 months in a row.
Is that for 1 month only, or do you have to do it 3 months consecutively?
3 months consecutively.
3
and
months
that's
in
it.
the same year.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
3 months after each other.
After each
Yeah.
other.
But,
And
but it has to
therefore-
be in the same year. For example, can you do it December, January, February?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay, and
Yeah.
with Emerald, it's got to be in the same year.
Mm.
Also, you can have
Consecutive.
November, it's consecutively. It doesn't matter in the year.
So November, December, January is fine.
That's fine.
Or April, May, and June.
Yeah, as long as it's consecutive.
Okay.
Okay. And then with one ruby is what Jenny's thinking about. Then you have to
Yeah,
have
sorry.
20,000 PV with 2 directors, 3 directors,
Three,
qualified
three,
directors
for
under
ruby.
you. Yeah,
Three.
and you have to qualify. And
Mm.
and that is amazing because Linda V is not on here, but Linda V always qualifies. She's an Emerald director, and so she's quite stable. And Jenny and Sean are our other directors. But what happens is sometimes Sean will qualify and not Jenny, or Jenny will qualify and not Sean, and that takes away our status, and we go back to our 1 ruby instead of our Sapphire director instead of being a 1 ruby. So those levels, you can go back. It's no longer you can't go back. So you can even lose your World Team membership. If you go down and you've got nobody under you and you are not a Sapphire director anymore, you're just a qualified director, that you've lost your World Team membership. So it's not once a World Team membership, always a World Team member. It's not like that.
Please, can you tell me the earnings approximately for Emerald Director, that was the earning range?
Okay, Emerald Director is round about 16,000. It depends on your personal PV, Laurie, but it's round
Okay.
about plus minus 16, 17,000 is what Linda V gets.
Debbie,
Yes.
explain to Laurie how that 25% bonus works. If Sean gets 4,000 and I get 4,000, no, Sean gets 3,500 and I get 4,000, he doesn't get that 25,000 or that 20,000 because now he goes right back to just on 1,000.
That's right. That's right.
Really.
He keeps his 3,500.
He'll get his paid on 3.5
3,500. He
If-
doesn't lose that.
on his personal 3.5.
As long as
But he
that's
loses,
not made
but
up.
your 4,000 he doesn't pick up your 4,000.
No. So if his total was 7,000 because he had his 3,000 and I had my 4,000, he would then lose the 4,000 and only have the 3,000.
That's
Now,
right.
if Laurie has 100 PV, no, if Laurie has 250 PV and his downline also has, if his downline has 500 PV, he does not get a bonus check.
He
It
does.
happens in
But
my group.
you know how it works. I'll tell you how it works. It works from the bottom up. So he's got 700 PV with his group, okay?
Yes.
And of which he's only got 250 points and his downline's got 500. So his
Yes.
downline will still have 5%, but
Yes.
because, and he will only have 3% because he's only got
3%.
250. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, but now let's go back to that same scenario of if he gets 1,000 PV, because he's got 300 and his downline has got 700. So his downline will have 5%, but he will get 10% now because he's a senior manager. So he'll have 10%. So he'll still have the 5 from himself and the 5 from the downline. That's why you've got to watch your points. If you're sitting at, say, 900 PV with your group and your downline's got whatever, 600, 700, just push in an extra 100 to get your next percentage.
There's a very nice little
And
indicator
another-
in the back office to tell you exactly
Yeah.
where you are and what your team is doing. And that also now gives you a rough idea of what your bonus check will be as well.
Yes.
You can see it at a glance.
Yeah.
And the
Except
the
it
other-
doesn't show you your qualified directors. It only
No.
shows your sales volume bonus.
yeah.
We've got
And the
load
other-
shedding at 8 o'clock. So if we
Okay.
bomb out, you carry on, Jenny. Or
All
Sean.
right. And the other danger is if you have got your own personal 100 PV, and between you and your team get 500 PV, but you've only got 100. Let's say your next downline gets 250 and the other one gets 250, but you've done your 100. You're not going to get a check.
No, that's why you mustn't have one strong line.
So you've got to watch your own personal PV. I've learned that the bigger your personal PV, the bigger your check. Nobody can take your 10% away if you've got 1,000.
That's right.
So if the rest of your team each get 250, 250, 250, but you've got your 1,000, you still get your 10%. And it's a lovely thing because your check literally doubles and triples when you've got your own 1,000. So
Quite right.
try and make your goal not personal 100. Try and make your goal nothing less than 250, because then they can't take your 3% away.
But the
Super.
good news is that the company just do all that admin for you. You don't have to sit and work it all out. Like
Thank
when I
goodness.
first joined, we all had to work it out and pay our downlines. But
Oh,
now
no,
it's
no.
computerized.
Oh, yeah, that
And
was
everything-
terrible.
I
Yeah.
think,
And-
to be honest, if it was still like that, I wouldn't be in this business. Because I
No.
wouldn't have the time to do it. I certainly don't have the
No,
maths brain to do it.
No.
Yeah,
How
well,
much
Laurie's
does a
got the
Sapphire
math brain.
director get? Excuse me, how much does a
Laurie-
Sapphire director get approximately?
Sapphire will get anything, well, they'll probably be getting around
20
about
upwards.
20,000,
20
20,000
upwards.
plus.
Because
See,
then by
they-
that
And
time, they've got
Ruby-
another director under them.
And Ruby,
Ruby, just knock on
24,
another
25.
10,000 each time. So if one Ruby will
Okay.
get about 30, two Ruby will get about 40, and just keep working up. It's a very rough idea because each month varies dependent on structure and personal PV, and because they work on group PV and leadership development bonus, and there's a whole lot of added bonuses that come along because you get your personal bonus, then you get your so it's leadership development, it's QPV, it's all those different things. So there's a whole lot of different bonuses, and that's where the big money comes in. So once you get to director and you stay qualified at director, then whatever other directors get underneath you, you're getting a kick out of that. So that's when it starts to become really worthwhile, because you get, they talk about bonus on bonus, and you literally get bonuses on bonuses. And this is where Charlie makes his money, because he's got so many different bonuses on bonuses on bonuses. I think John mentioned the other night that he was able to buy a Merc cash from one bonus. So never mind
And your
all the
step-
others.
Sure.
Yeah. Your step up bonuses, Laurie, if you step up to Sapphire, I think the step up bonus is an additional 8,000 Rand.
Sure.
Because also if you qualify at Emerald, and this is one thing I'm still not quite clear on, but it seems to be that if you qualify at Emerald with about 5,500 PV, consistently, every third month, you will get an extra 1,500 or 1,600 Rand bonus on top of it.
1,500. Yeah, you'll
Yes,
get an extra
onto your-
1,500.
1,500 onto what your normal bonus.
So
It's
if you were
just
earning,
top up.
say, if you're earning, say, 14,000, you'd get an extra 1.5 on top of that every third month.
yeah, it's like an incentive.
Yeah.
But the good thing about this business, the person who does the work gets the pay. So you
Correct.
can't just sit and expect your downlines to rally around. You actually, as Charlie always tells me, he says, I'm too embarrassed. He said, just get off your backside and work now, for goodness sake. Just do it.
Charlie's
I'm
favorite.
watching you.
Charlie's
He's got to have a
favorite
million
saying.
people in his organization, and he knows us personally. That's horrible.
He does. Charlie's favorite saying is Goya. I think I must do Goya. I must teach Goya one of these days.
Do that.
You know what Goya means, Laurie?
No.
Get off your backside.
Okay.
And we essentially work for our downlines, not the other way around.
Yes, that's so true.
Because we can't do anything without them. And if we
They
want to get
appreciate it.
somewhere, we have to help them get to where they want to be.
That's why they say if you help enough other people, you'll help yourself.
Yeah.
As per Zig Ziglar.
I think we're
The
about to
whole
bomb.
ethos of this business is serving one another, and you'll become free. That used to be on our T-shirts, remember?
Yes,
Yes.
correct. All right, so we've got about 5 minutes left. Let me cut recording. Find it.